Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. One more time. All praises to Yahweh Akkad, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. The water, Yahweh Shai, and to the 12 tribes scattered abroad, greeting. Alright, I'm going to jump right into it. This Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 7. Wherefore I prayed, and understanding was given me. I called upon the Most High, and the spirit of wisdom came to me. You see that? He called upon the Most High, not no man, and the spirit of wisdom came to him. Verse 8. I preferred her before scepters and thrones, and esteemed riches nothing in comparison of her. Neither compared I unto her any precious stone, because all gold in respect of her is as a little sand, and silver shall be counted as clay before her. I loved her above health and beauty, and chose to have her instead of light, for the light that cometh from her never goeth out. So what he's saying is, he put wisdom above gold, above silver, or above any type of riches, or as far as earthly riches. Let me read that. Let me read verse 9 again. Neither compared I unto her any precious stone, because all gold in respect of her is as little sand. So gold ain't nothing but sand compared to wisdom. Sand. And silver shall be counted as clay before her. And silver ain't nothing but clay compared to wisdom. You get what he's saying? What he's saying is wisdom is way above any type of riches you can have. All the gold in the world, all the money in the world, all the diamonds. They ain't nothing compared to wisdom. It's Proverbs 8 and 10. Receive my instruction and not silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to it. I'll read that again. It's Proverbs chapter 8, verse 10. Receive my instruction. Who is mine? Is talking about the Most High, Yahweh. Receive his instruction. Receive my instruction and not silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to it. So you can't compare none of this stuff to wisdom, because at the end of the day, all this stuff gonna perish. It's all gonna fade away. It's all gonna pass away. But wisdom gonna be here forever. The spirit of wisdom gonna be here forever. This gonna be here forever. The Most High, Yahweh Shai, gonna be here forever. Let me find this precept. Okay. I'm gonna go to Matthew. This is Matthew chapter 6. I'm gonna start at verse 19. It's Matthew chapter 6, verse 19. Now these red letters. So this is the Mashiach, Yahweh Shai. This him speaking, right? Red letters. Okay, Matthew chapter 6, verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust does corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. Right, so your treasures on earth, your car can get old, it can break down. Your money, it can get molded, rats can eat it up, thieves can break through and steal it, like he just said, right? Start that again, verse 19, Matthew 6:19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust does corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust does corrupt, and where thieves do not break through and nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So we're supposed to be laying up our treasures in the heavens. As being Israel, knowing that we the chosen people of the Most High, knowing that the covenants and the promise and the blessing and the law was given to us, then we should be going by the protocol that's already laid out for us to go by, laying up our treasures in the heavens, right? Okay, real quick. It's Colossians chapter 3, verse 1. If ye then be risen with Yahushua Mashiach, seek those things which are above, where Mashiach sitteth on the right hand of the Most High. So we're supposed to be seeking those. It say, hold on, let me read that. Let me start it over. Colossians 3:1. If ye then be risen with Mashiach, seek those things which are above. Let that marinate. Now let's start at the top. Colossians 3:1. If ye then be risen with Mashiach, how you risen with Mashiach? Meaning you putting on the new man. You not in the congregation of the dead no more. You know what's going on. You know the truth. The light will shine in front of you, right? Seek those things which are above, where Mashiach sitteth on the right hand of the Most High. Set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth. Because this what's really going on. We putting, as Israel, a lot of us is putting too much trust in things that's corruptible, when we need to be focused on what's incorruptible. Okay. Got some more precepts. Okay. This Proverbs 11, and I'm gonna start it. This Proverbs 11:4. Riches profit nothing in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. Let me read that again. Proverbs 8:4. Riches profit nothing in the day of wrath. No, Salaki. Let me start that over. This Proverbs 11:4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. So you can have all the things in the world, you can have all the money in the world, all the diamonds, all the gold, but it ain't gonna profit you on that day. That's why in Colossians he said, set your affection on things above, not on things down here. In this hellhole that we in, which is vanity. Okay. What's going on? It's a whole lot going on, really. So I'm gonna read this Proverbs chapter 23, verse 23. Buy the truth and sell it not. Also wisdom and instruction and understanding. So we supposed to buy the truth but not sell it. Cause when we I got another precept. Because he said, buy the truth and sell it not. Because we're supposed to be doing this for a different type of reward, an incorruptible crown. If you're selling the truth, that's corruptible. You're doing it for corruption. Okay, this 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 17. For if I do this thing willingly, I have a reward. But if against my will, a dispensation of the gospel is committed unto me. So he said if he do this thing willingly, he has a reward. So he has no reason to sell the truth, because he already got a reward for doing it willingly, on his own, showing charity. Which is our reasonable service, ain't it? Verse 18. What is my reward then? Verily that when I preach the gospel, I may make the gospel of Mashiach without charge. You see that? Without charge. That I abuse not my power in the gospel. For though I be free from all men, yet have I made myself servant unto all, that I might gain the more. So you're supposed to be doing this willingly. The Messiah said, Yahushua said, he that is greatest among you, let him become your servant. We're not supposed to be doing this for filthy lucre's sake, and we're not supposed to be putting our trust in corruption, in vanity. You know, it just ain't smart. Okay, I got another precept. Because what Paul just say? I'm going to read verse 19 again. 1 Corinthians 9 and 19. For though I be made free from all men, yet have I made myself servant unto all, that I might gain the more. Right? Alright, let's deal with that. What's that gain? Okay. This 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 5. I'm gonna start at 5. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 5. Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds. Did I just say that? Corruptible, corruption. Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness. For from such withdraw thyself. So he said they suppose that gain is godliness. So they suppose that they can get all this money and they can get rich and people be looking at them and whatnot and idolizing them, and that's godliness. But let's see what Paul said. I'm gonna start it back at verse 5. 1 Timothy 6 and 5. Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness, from such withdraw thyself. Because he said withdraw thyself from them, right? Come from among them and be ye separate, right? Verse 6. But godliness with contentment is great gain. So they suppose that godliness is gain, but in actuality, they suppose that gain is godliness, but actually godliness is gain. Verse 7, for we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. Right, so be happy that you got food in your belly for the day and you got clothes on your back for the day. It's simple. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown man in destruction and perdition. Verse 10, for the love of money is the root of all evil. While some coveted after, they have erred from the faith, and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Verse 11, but thou, O man of the Most High, flee these things, and follow after righteousness, and godliness, faith, love, patience, and meekness, which all those things are the characteristics of charity, by the way. But yeah, godliness is gain. Gain is not godliness. So you can have all the money in the world. Paul said, though I speak with all the languages in the world and I'm able to prophesy and all that, if I don't have charity, I am nothing. You can have all the gold in the world, but it ain't nothing compared to wisdom. Compared to this, it's nothing. You get what I'm saying? Alright. I got some more precepts. Because the whole point I'm trying to make is, let's not set our affections on things on earth. Let's lay up our treasures in the heavens. That's the whole thing that I'm trying to get to. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. Is lay up our treasures in the heavens, in the dominion. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 16. How much better is it to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding rather to be chosen than silver? Let me read that again. It's Proverbs chapter 16, verse 16. How much better is it to get wisdom than gold? So how much better is it to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding rather to be chosen than silver? So you'd rather choose wisdom than gold, and understanding than silver, or rubies, or whatever. It's all the same. It's all vanity at the end of the day. That's why Solomon said all is vanity. Cause you can lay up. Oh, I gotta prove something. This Luke chapter 12, verse 13. Y'all should read along too. This Luke chapter 12, verse 13. And one of the company said unto him, Master, speak to my brother that he divide the inheritance with me. Right? So one of the Jews, they went to Yahushua, and he said, Master, I want you to holler at my brother so he can divide this inheritance with me. Right? Just like what goes on now, you know, when somebody pass away, they leave their belongings or whatever to their children, and they got to split it up. All right, verse 14. Luke chapter 12, verse 14. And he said unto him, Man, who made me a judge or divider over you? And he said unto them, this is how it said, right? And he said unto them, Take heed and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consisteth not in the abundance of the things which he possesseth. So a man's life don't consist in the amount of money you got, the amount, how many cars you got, how many chains you got, how many diamonds you got, how fat your pockets is or your bank account, whatever. That's not what life consists of. Verse 16, because now he finna go into a parable. Luke chapter 12, verse 16. And he spake a parable unto them, saying, The ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully. Right? So this rich man, his ground bringing forth a lot, right? As far as crops, cattle, sheep, all that type of stuff, right? So he getting rich. He getting a bankroll. And he thought within himself, saying, What shall I do? Because I have no room where to bestow my fruits. Read that again, verse 17. And he thought within himself, saying, What shall I do? Because I have no room where to bestow my fruits. And he said, This will I do. Okay, so verse 17, he's saying, so he done grew all these fruits and crops and stuff. He don't even got no room to store it, right? So he got a big bankroll, can't fold, right? Verse 18, and he said, This will I do. I will pull down my barns and build greater. So he gonna tear down his old barns, too small for, he gonna build some bigger ones, okay? And there will I bestow all my goods and my fruits. So like it, all my fruits and my goods. So he like, okay, I'm gonna tear down these old barns. They're too little, I can't fit nothing in there. I'm gonna build some bigger ones, because I just got all these fruit, all these crops, you know, plentifully, right? Verse 19, and I will say to my soul, Soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years, right? All right, Salakia. All right, I'm gonna start back at Luke chapter 12, verse 19. And I will say to my soul, soul, thou hast much good laid up for many years. Right? So, because he got his ground came forth plentifully, right? So he has much laid up for many years. Okay. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. Right? So he chilling. Because he got all this. He think, okay, I'm good. I'm set. I'm set for the next 10, 12 years. Okay. Verse 20. But the Most High said unto him, thou fool. He called him a fool. First of all, he called him a fool because this is an Israelite we talked about. This rich man. But the Most High, Luke 12 and 20. But the Most High said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided? So the Most High like, look, you a fool because you finna have to give up the ghost tonight. So now who all this stuff finna go to? You ain't gonna have it. See what I'm saying? He's laid up all these treasures on earth, and then when it's time for him to give up the ghost, it's all vanity. Because when it's time for him to give up the ghost, he can't take it with him. It's gonna go to somebody else, and they ain't even earn it. They ain't even earn it the way he earned it. He earned it, and it's just given to them. That's why we're supposed to lay up our treasures in the heavens. Luke chapter 12, verse 21. So is he that layeth up treasure for himself and is not rich towards God. That's the thing. He was setting his affection on things down here in this world and not on things in the heavens. And that's not what we should do. That's anybody really. If you call yourself a Christian or whatever, you still claim you're supposed to be reading this and going by this. So what's all this vanity? We putting too much of our trust and our hope in vanity. We gotta realize that all this stuff is gonna eventually pass away. Or do you really believe? I got a couple more precepts, then I'm gonna wrap it up. Okay. This Psalms chapter 119, verse 127. Therefore, I love thy commandments above gold, yea, above fine gold. Therefore, let me read that again from the top. This Psalms chapter 119, verse 127. Therefore, I love thy commandments above gold, yea, above fine gold. Verse 128, therefore I esteem all thy precepts concerning all things to be right, and I hate every false way. He said he loved the commandments above gold. And this was a king. This was King David. This was a great king. So I'm sure he had a lot of gold, silver, all of that. But guess what he loved more than that? The Most High and his commandments and his word and the wisdom that cometh from him. The scripture saying in Sirach 1:1, all wisdom cometh from the Most High, Yahweh. Let me get one more precept. Alright, this John chapter 6. I'm going to start at verse. This John chapter 6 verse. I'm going to jump straight to the point. This John 6 and 26. Yahushua answered them and said, verily, verily, I say unto you, ye seek me not because ye saw the miracles, but because ye did eat of the loaves and were filled. So they didn't come to see Yahushua. They didn't come to see the Son of the Most High, the Word in the flesh. They came because they had free food, you know what I'm saying, to eat and be full and then dip. You see what I'm saying? Verse 27. This is Yahushua speaking, by the way. Labor not for the meat which perisheth, but for that meat which endureth unto everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you. For him hath the Most High, the Father, sealed. Read that again. One more time. It's John chapter 6, verse 27. Labor not for the meat which perisheth. Then I just say all that vanity, all that stuff, all the gold, silver, it's gonna pass away, it's gonna fade away, it's gonna perish, it's gonna die. It's vanity. But what he say labor for? But for that meat which endureth unto everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you. See, can no man get it unto you? A man can give you some money, a check, you know what I'm saying? But the Most High, through Yahushua, gotta give you the meat that endures to everlasting life. For him hath the Most High, the Father, sealed. So all I'm saying is, and I'm not saying be a bum and don't get no money. Of course we need money to survive. You gotta get you something to eat. You gotta, you know what I'm saying, provide. You gotta have gas in your car. You gotta provide for your household. I'm just saying, don't put your faith and your trust in it because it's tangible. Because a lot of people put their faith in stuff you can see and touch, but that's not really faith. That's not really hope. Faith is the evidence of things unseen. All I'm saying is, lay up your treasures in the heavens. That's the whole point. That's pretty much it for this lesson. Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. To the 12 tribes scattered abroad, greeting. The water, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.